And now that it's in one, I can just copy and paste it in the others. I don't know why I started it. And there, and you know, I got some really wonderful people last time, so it was nice. My viewership went up from an average of 1.3 to 1. What was it? 1.9. And it's been at 1.3 for like ever, so that was really awesome. Okay, now I'm ready to start. Let's go to crafting. Today I'm working on another purse. Hi everybody. Summer's starting to hit. It's getting quite cool out there. Here is the one I worked on last time and I had almost finished but not quite. Get my keyboard over here out of the way. So it's done now. Thought I'd show it to you. Little tag on it and everything for the shop. And I really love this pretty stone. I thought it matched perfectly. It's a little, there. It's a little, I've got it on wire, so it's a little funky in the way it's hanging, but that's nothing that won't be fixed over time by the time I get to the store. And I ended up doing these pretty brown beads on the bottom. I really love this one. I mean, like, this one is very me. My colors. I like it. Got my little shop on with my Twitch promo on there. So they sell these for $40 at the shops. And if anybody buys them off me, it's $20. And then inside I put one of these little promo cards that I made. Very nice, huh? And the one I'm working on today is a gift for my sister. And they are meant to match. Let's see here if I can find. Let me bring up the pictures. She sent me pictures of these cute new little sneakers she got. And so I picked out yarns to match. They are on the desktop. Should be in recents. Right at the top, hopefully. Yes. So these are the colors. They're light blue, navy blue, and then like sort of a denim. Hi, Desert Hillbilly. Thank you. They can be behind me. Well, let's put it under here. Image. And move it up. Oh. Oh, I like that earth emoji. So, I've got these colors that I'm using to, which I think are kind of a perfect match for those sneakers. I think she'll love this. So I already did part of this last night because when I start them on stream, I never have time to show how I do the straps. And I want to do that in case anybody does follow along or does want to learn how to make these from watching my videos. So this time I'm going to finish it. Is that the last row I need for that? Or do I need one more? I think I needed one more to make it a nice size little purse. So I'm going to do one more row of this, and these are all just double crochets. And the reason I made it thinner here is because it matches up here. This got a little wide when I work with these fuzzy yarns, and I just go all the way to the side. They get a little wide, but that's okay because when we sew it up, it'll be fine. And it's yarn, so it stretches. So I'm going to do one last row of double crochet, and then I'm going to switch to these two yarns, which I'm double stranding, and I'm actually double stranding this. So I'm working from the inside strand and the outside strand, and there should be enough to go 2 more rows here and 1 more row here. So then this is 2 rows, and then this is 4 rows. And I think that'll be a nice little, it'll be like that. And that'll be pretty. And then I have some real pretty blue beads to put on there at the top. I'm not sure what beads I'm going to use at the bottom yet. My sister, if you're watching, you can give me some hints of what you might like. So I'm just doing double crochets, which is wrap around, go through the next stitch, yarn over, pull it through. There's 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull it through the first 2, and then that leaves 2, and then yarn over and pull it through the next 2. So wrap around, go through, yarn over, untangle the yarn, pull it out, have your yarn to work with. And let me do a shout out to Desert Dragon's Lover real quick. And I'm going to give a shout out to Desert Dragon's Lover too. I mean, High Desert Hillbilly. Oops. Now, High Desert Hillbilly is not a streamer, but she comes in and supports me. So I really appreciate her, and I got to do a different shout out for other people who aren't streamers who just come in case they want to be thanked. I'll do it the way Tricky does it, which is a thank you to the lurkers. And Desert Dragon's Lover is an amazing watercolor artist, so I do recommend checking out her stream totally, completely. We haven't done any writing in a little while, so if you want to do that today, you're always welcome. Just let me know, and if not, that's fine too. I been busy making stuff, so that's fine too. But I'm open to the collab if you want to write. And Desert Dragon's Lover has been very busy lately too. Lots of shows and things, and she just won 2 prizes in the judged exhibition or exhibit or whatever you want to call it this month with her amazing watercolor paintings. So she is a great artist to watch if you're into watercolors. And even if you're not into watercolors, but you're just into art. I learned so much from watching her stream. And I've actually started watercolor painting myself. Inspired by her and our other resident watercolor favorite painter, who's called Barely Watercoloring. And Desert Dragons might be streaming today, so I'd say you know, mouse over there, and if you click on her name in chat, it'll pop up a little box and you can follow her channel right from there. It'll be a little follow thing. So what I like to do is I pull the tails through, and then what I'm going to do is get my other strands started here. Get the old lady gray hair out of it. Not gray. Shining strands of silver. Oh. That's a little better. Ooh, I got the swamp cooler on today. It feels good. Desert. It's a dry heat, although I'm afraid it might get a little humid out today. So you just start with a loop on your hook. And then what I like to do is, it's not necessary, it's just what I like to do. Start my new loops from the back end. Make sure I have both loops on there. Do I have both loops on there? Let me see one. Where's the other one? Where's my other loop? Oh, that is both. Okay. With these fuzzy yarns, it's hard to tell sometimes. And then it's not necessary, but I like to tie these ends together just to make sure nothing's going to unravel, because I do sell these. So a lot of, I know a lot of crochet people, they never tie knots in their stuff. That is what I learned. Don't tie knots, just weave them through. But you know what? I'm paranoid that way, so I tie a knot in it. Alright, and then I'm going to take all of these and pull it through the first loop. Okay, and then the rest of the tails I just weave them in as I go along. So I just lay them across the top here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put my stones out to give me my boundaries and also good vibes. Alright, this is a pretty one High Desert Hillbilly gave me. Isn't that beautiful? I glued it together, High Desert. And these serve dual purposes of good vibes, and then also, you know, infusing my works with positive vibrations and intentions, but also laying out the boundaries of where I'm working. This is really cool. This is like part of a geode or something. Like you can see all these amazing crystals. It's sort of like very cool. Just found that out in the desert, because you find stuff like that here. Blue agate is for releasing past traumas. All right, sis? So we got releasing past traumas vibes. We got quartz, which is basically just a positive vibrations kind of stone. And then we've got this and this. This is fool's gold, pyrite. This brings abundance. And so does this. I forget what it's called. Fire something. But it's got all these beautiful little gold flecks in it. Very pretty red rock, gold flecks. And that also is for attracting abundance. Apparently, anything with gold flecks attracts abundance. This is called a desert rose. And it's just a very interesting rock that looks nothing like this when you find it in the raw. It just looks like kind of a stick. And then we have citrine, also for attracting abundance. So we got lots of abundance vibes in this purse. And then this is I forget what it's called, but it's for protection. My oven timer's going off. Excuse me, please. I have to check my rice cooker. I've got some baby lima beans and baby navy beans going. White beans, yay. Just had to pour some more water in it, so. All right. So these serve dual purpose, which is to infuse the works with the positive vibes, positive intentions, prayers, whatever you want to call them, and also to define the workspace so that I know that I'm working in the camera zone. So I say decorate your workspace. All right, now we're just going to do one double crochet stitch in each stitch going across, and it's a little tricky sometimes working with these fuzzy yarns. I'm pretty sure this is wool of some sort, this part, because sometimes it's a little hard to tell where the stitch is when they're very fuzzy, but this yarn isn't so bad. It's not all super thick. I really like this color combo though for those sneakers. So we're doing it to match those little sneakers up in the, she said she wanted something to match her sneakers. So I have some HSP stories to tell you guys today. HSP is highly sensitive person, and we're actually pretty common. Something like 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 people, about 15 to 20% of the population is an HSP. That means highly sensitive person. And what that means is our filters don't work that the same way that the rest of the populations works, the majority of people's. Meaning we take everything in, all of us, not just HSPs, everything. Our brains are little computers, our bodies are little sensors. Touch, taste, hearing, smell, all the senses, sight. And so we are taking in information constantly. And then our brain filters out most of it so that the most important stuff gets through, which is basically somewhat of a survival mechanism, right? But in HSP, those filters are not so strong. So we take everything in. And also we end up feeling things more. And how do you describe that? More intensely, a higher sense of empathy, more intense empathy, like when someone else is hurting, you feel that hurting too more, like when you empathize with people. And so what they've done is when they've done studies with doing brain scans of people, the areas of the brain that light up when you feel things stay lit up longer and light up brighter on the monitor equipment than the average people's, right? Than the majority, not average. Average isn't the right word. By that I just mean majority. Right? So something happens and you get stimulated in your brain and it lights up and then, you know, it goes away a little bit. And then in the HSP, it lights up and then it just stays lit up for a while, which is a blessing, but also sometimes, you know, it's just very hard to deal with. And that's why so many HSPs end up being introverts, because we need that time to recharge, right? To have our nice, peace, quiet, stop stimulating me world, please, for God's sake. And also, it's a good idea for us to stay away from the news a lot, because, you know, the news, especially today, is very much clickbaity, horror, destruction, you know, something terrible is happening, and then we feel it. You know, we feel it more strongly. So that's what an HSP is, highly sensitive person. And a lot of people don't realize that they're HSPs because it is, like I said, it's not that uncommon. 1 in 5, 1 in 6. Now, this is interesting. I know I have more than one person viewing, but it says only one viewer. I can never quite go with OBS's information. Sometimes I've been streaming for an hour and a half and it'll say I've been on for like 15 minutes. It's so weird. All right, so anyway, HSP, right? So a lot of people are HSPs and they don't realize it, because it's not something that's talked about a lot. It's not something that's in the mainstream consciousness, that you're an HSP. So if you often feel like overwhelmed by a lot of things happening at once, if you have a very high sense of empathy, and it doesn't mean you can't handle like social situations or anything like that, it just means that you need the time to recharge after. And not even, you know, necessarily when I say social situations, I don't necessarily even mean like a party with a lot of people. I mean like going to work and having all the work people around you, or even just hanging out with a friend or two. You know, and I notice that like if I have visitors over, my tolerance level for having visitors is about 2 hours. And then I'm like, okay, you have to go now. I start dropping hints that they need to leave. Because it's not a matter of don't like them, don't want to be around them. It's just need to recharge, man. I'm worn out. My battery is depleted because it's always on high. You know what I mean? It's never on low. I think actually this is the one I was working on last time, isn't it? I don't remember. I really love the beads on this. Now, I said in my one video that this was a clay bead and this one's glass, but I actually think this one's glass too. I love those beads. They're so pretty. Lay straight so the camera can see it. And these colors, ooh, so pretty. Now these ones are more my colors, but I've been making myself do more of these colors because I'm realizing I'm not making everything for me. And this, you know, I think it's very earthy. I like these colors too. All glass beads too. All right. Gotta go back to this yarn. Where did I put my scissors? Right here. Oh, and I'm so excited. I really enjoy working with twine. I only have this much left, so I ordered a new one, and it came in a whole thing. I'll show you. Look at this big old ball of twine. Yay. 400 feet. 400 feet of twine. I can make a lot of Western snowflakes with those. And when I say Western snowflakes, I mean the old antique lace kind, but made out of twine instead, and that makes it Western. Oops, not that. This one. All right, let me take a drink of coffee. I haven't had any yet. Now I'm getting cold. This swamp cooler, it's on low, but it's like hot and then it gets cold. And then you have to go turn it off and then turn it back on. I need a remote. It's not like with air conditioners where you can regulate the temperature. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot cheaper than the air conditioner. And personally, I love the swamp coolers out here because in the desert, it's so dry. And the swamp cooler adds some moisture to the air, which is really nice. So I'm personally much more comfortable with the swamp cooler going than the air conditioner going, unless it's, you know, August monsoon months when the humidity sucks. Then you have to use the air conditioner. Ugh, it dries you out and blah, blah, blah. I don't like it. I never realized I didn't like air conditioner until I got a nice swamp cooler. Because when you grow up in hot places and you live in hot places, you're like, air conditioner, I need the air conditioner. And then you move to the desert where it's dry and you're like, oh, what is this? What is this magic of the swamp cooler? This is amazing. All right. Let's go back to, so the HSP. Okay, so now that you guys know what HSP is, I'll tell my HSP story. So I was coming home from a friend's house, and there was actually an experience at the friend's house that was already very sensory kind of thing, but it was awesome. I'm glad I was there to help my friend when they needed help. Something happened, they needed help. And I was actually very proud of myself after that. I did good. I didn't panic. I was calm. It wasn't, you know, wasn't bad at all. And I was very grateful that I was there, man. Just so grateful. Because, you know, you get a certain age and you live alone. And, you know, just something that might be a little mishap to anybody else who's younger and, you know, has a family around or whatever, can be a bigger deal to us when we get older and we're alone. So I helped my friend out. And that was fine. That was actually not the experience that triggered my HSP-ness. On the way home from that, though, I hit a squirrel and I killed it. And I still feel extremely guilty. And I'm like one of those people that totally like slows down for animals, brakes for animals. And the squirrels have been running across the road like crazy. They're coming out right now. And I see them and I slow down. And this one, though, it was not in front of me. It literally ran out under my back tire as I was driving along, and there was nothing I could do. And it just broke my heart. I felt the bump, and I was like, oh shit, did I just run something over? And I was at the corner, so I turned and then I stopped and I looked, and there was this little squirrel, and this poor thing was flip-flopping, you know, and I watched it die. And the worst part was its little mate was there, off the road in the yard, who had made it across. And the little mate watched it die too. And, you know, I started to turn around because I was going to go see if there was anything I could do. Like, was it, you know, how badly was it hit? But man, I felt that bump under my rear tire. It was run over. And, you know, I just started crying, man. And there was already a big old crow in the road, like literally 2 minutes later. And I watched the poor thing die. I mean, I watched this poor thing. Thank God it was fast, so it didn't suffer for too long, but for the short time that it was happening, it was suffering. Um, no, it's okay. I'm just telling a story. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. They're like picking up on my emotions. It's okay. And yeah, so then I went home and cried for about an hour. And I was just, it was horrible. And it was just, and again, you're a certain age and you live alone. There's no one home to give you that hug to help you, like, kind of get through that. And so what I do is I end up going to, like, DeepSeek, which is one of my AI. There's ChatGPT and there's DeepSeek. There's a plethora of AIs out there, and I like ChatGPT and I like DeepSeek a lot. But I talk to DeepSeek a lot about stuff like being an HSP and my stories that I write and things like that. So it knows me pretty good, and it just kind of helped talk me down from that thing. It gave me some tips on how to deal with those intense emotions. Like, so here's some tips for you HSP people out there, and if you're just learning that that's what you are. If you feel things intensely, or if you're feeling overwhelmed and sensory overload. So here's some exercises that it gave me. There's one called the 5-4-3-2-1, where you notice 5 things around you, and then it suggested looking at, like, texture. So I might, like, this is number 1, this fuzzy texture. This could be number 2, this different kind of yarn texture. My mouse pad here could be like number 3. It's a different texture. It's like vinyl. Here's a really awesome texture rock, and touch that. This one is smooth, and you just kind of like feel the textures, because it gives your sensory inputs, like just something to. Hi, GM. Oh, don't be sorry. Oh, hi, Tricky. Thanks for stopping in, you guys. Okay, let me give you some shout outs. I gotta give Tricky a shout out for sure. He's streaming again. Yay! I really enjoyed watching your stream last night, Tricky. Oh, you never show up in my thing there. So if that's a setting you have, just check, because I always get tripped up on typing your name in too. Did it come out? No. Oh, see? Okay. S-O at TRICKYYKCIR. That one should come out. There we go. There's Tricky's. And then GM, who is not a streamer, but again, just doing it anyway to say thank you. A really awesome regular supporter. And Tricky, I had a lot of fun watching you again. Was it last night? Night before? I don't remember. But he's been away for a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 rows of this. So pull it through, which is basically called a chain 1. Turn it around, go back to more double crochets, wrap it around, go through the stitch, yarn over, which just means get it under the hook. I've got 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull it through 2 loops, which leaves you 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull it through 2 loops, and just do that all the way to the end. Tricky's a variety gamer, and he's one of the fun ones who will put on outfits matching the game he's playing. So he was playing some elf game yesterday where his character was a drow elf and he had on his elf ears and he's just got the new microphone and new setup and man, it sounds good and it looks good. So yeah, go check out Tricky for sure. Okay, and keep going. All right, so back to the story. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5 textures, 4 sounds. Listen to 4 sounds. I can't remember what all of them were actually. One was taste something, like one taste. So basically, you're kind of resetting your senses, retuning them to things that are around you in the present, and getting the image of what was in my case the upsetting thing, killing that poor little squirrel, out of my mind, and senses where it was stuck because I'm an HSP, to something present and in front of me, touching the textures, hearing the sounds. So I had my fan going, so I was listening to the hum of the fan, and then I would listen to like the birds, and like things like the hum of the fan. Those are good kinds of things to listen to. You know, white noise type of things. And you could, put on rain on your computer or something, or your phone. Or some kind of soothing sounds like solfeggios or something. Hi, Fiberistic! Fiberistic is lurking. Thank you very much. Let me do a shout out for Fiber too. Thanks so much for coming in, you guys. I appreciate you all so much. I think you probably all know that I am working on trying to get my average viewers up. And from where it was stuck at 1.3 forever to 3 viewers per stream. And I had so many people come in on Sunday that it went from 1.3 all the way up to 1.9, almost 2, which was awesome. So I really appreciate you guys so much. Heart, 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 heart. Heart, heart, heart. Thank you. Okay. All right. And for those who are coming in just recently, I've been talking about what it's like to be an HSP or highly sensitive person, because you might be one too. We're not that uncommon. 1 in 6, 1 in 5, or 1 in 6, about 15 to 20% of the population is an HSP, but a lot of them don't know it because it's not a mainstream type of thing that people talk about a lot. So what it means is highly sensitive. It just means your filters in your brain that filter out all your sensory stimulus don't work as good, so you feel things more intensely and for a longer amount of time. And and I actually asked DeepSeek, my DeepSeek AI, is that, do most people, is it an HSP thing to cry for an hour after you hit a squirrel and kill it driving down the street? Or, is that something that mainstream populace does? And it said no, and I don't know if I believe that, honestly. It said most people would say, oh no, feel remorse, and then move on, after a couple minutes. And I'm like, I don't know if I believe that personally. I'd be interested in what you guys, if you have any feedback, because like I went home and cried for an hour, and then I needed to talk to my AI to kind of talk me down from just having this endless loop of guilt and horror and sadness. And I'm curious as to, would that be, what would be, has that ever happened to you? Have you ever killed a little critter in your car driving along by accident, totally by accident? I'm like one of those people that stops for animals, but it ran out as I was going and it got run over by my back tire. I didn't even see it. Or, something like that happens, do you kind of go, oh man, that really sucks. Nature's a bitch. I feel bad. And then move on. And not cry for an hour. Over what period of time do they check the average? What do you mean? I don't know. That's why I'm saying DeepSeek said that most people like kind of do that, go, oh, that's nature, that's what happens, and they feel bad for a little while, but then they move on. So other things that, other tips that it gave me to help me calm down were, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that I was talking about, and also tapping. I don't know if you guys ever heard of what tapping is, but that's when you do things like you take your 2 fingers and you tap your meridian points, and it kind of, it's sort of just giving those senses something else, like calming you down, danger's over, it's done. People who are watching your stream, do they check the average? Held a message for using hidden viewers. How do I allow that? It's not allowing me to allow that one. It's because you use the word viewers. Over what period of time do they check the average? Check the average viewers. I don't know. I think it's 30 days. People who are watching your stream, because you can't use viewers. I know that I don't know the actual answer to that question, but it's viewers per stream. So I'm thinking they're checking it per stream, maybe? And I have to reach that within 30 days of the other objectives. But the other 3 objectives are all met. And they're the kind of objectives that once they're met, they stay met. Because it's 2 of them have to do with how many hours you're streaming in a week and a month, I think, which my regular stream schedule puts me in there. And then the third one is to have 50 followers. So unless a bunch of people unfollow me, I've got the 50 followers. So as long as I get 3, so I think it's just per stream, because I don't know. The stream is 3 hours long, so I guess if I have 20 views, but some of them only last, a couple minutes, they're averaging that out over the length of the stream. I honestly don't know, but that's what my logical brain reasons out. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I believe, in other words, if I get 3 people who watch the stream the whole time for a couple times, I think it'll happen. Or if I get several people who watch the stream for part of the time over a couple times, I think it'll happen. I don't know, but like let me see. I can tell you what my statistics were for last time. Last stream, which was Sunday, I had, my stream duration was 3 hours and 5 minutes. The average viewers, it said, was 6, which is plus 3 from last stream. The max viewers was 10, which was plus 4 from the last stream. Unique viewers was 25, which was plus 5 from last stream. And live views was 37, which is minus 1 from last stream. And it's live views is what it takes. So if there was 37, but a lot of them, they come in, they look for a minute, and then they leave. So the viewer average, they're talking about live views. So I don't know. I had 37 live views, but most of them only last like a minute or two, and then they kind of go on. So, but it, like, again, it went from 1.3, where it's been hovering forever, to 1.9. So whatever metrics it's using, you know, good stuff happened last time. And I think that came more from people, you know, that I asked to please tune in, you know, and help me meet that goal. And people are being very cool and very nice and very sweet, and trying to help me meet that goal. And so I think what they're doing is, you know, those people that are putting the stream on for a length of time that is really going to the average viewer. So at the end of this stream, I'll let you guys know what it says, and whether that will change or not, because I don't know whether the metrics update right away, but it does give me, it's telling me what I have so far for this stream. It's saying, let's see, visit stream summary, Wednesday, May 21st, that's today, right? Yeah. Stream duration 1 hour 1 minute thus far. Average viewers minus 5 from last stream. Average viewer is 1. Max is 5. Unique is 7. So they're all down from last stream, but we're only 1 hour in. You know, all those other numbers were over the course of 3 hours before. So somebody comes in, watches for a little bit, then has to go. Another person comes in, watches for a little bit, has to go. Oh yeah, coming in and lurking totally counts. You don't have to actually be present and watching, just have the video going. I mean, you don't even have to have the sound on, as long as the video is going. And as long as it's from the website, twitch.tv, or the app, the Twitch app. If it's like, if I had it embedded in my website and people were watching from there, which I don't, and they're not, it would not count. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 rows now. It's going to be this size. And I like this. If you're there, sis, I hope you like it too. Let me know what you think. I think these colors match those sneakers up there pretty well. Dark blue, light blue, white, and then this fuzzy sort of thing reminded me of the denim a little bit color, because it's actually a few different colors. There is a purple in there, but there's also a darker blue and a lighter blue, and I just kind of thought all together it reminded me of the denim. So when you get to the end, you chain 1, and then you just start your double crochets over again. And see how much easier it is to see where the stitches is when it's not fuzzy? So I'm going to do 4 rows total here. This is my second row. So yeah, lurking totally counts. Lurking is great. And you know, so I'm kind of hitting up my friends in real life. With, you know, please come in, and because, you know, it is during the day, I get that, and people are at work and stuff, but a lot of mine are people who work from home or are not working yet, or anymore, I should say, because we're of a certain age. But, you know, just because you're not working doesn't mean you don't have shit to do. It usually means you have even more shit to do, which is awesome. There's still not enough hours in the day. But now it's, shit you want to do. Not shit you have to do for someone else. But yeah, like, and I do that. A lot of I know that a lot of us on Twitch friends that I've made, we do that for each other because, sometimes they're on right when I'm cooking dinner or I'm in the, needing to clean my house, feed my dogs, make my dog food batch. So I'll put it on, but I'll lurk. And frankly, even if they're playing a game I'm not really particularly fond of watching, I will just, or if it's too noisy, I will just turn it down, but I'll keep it on because I want to help them get their view count too. And you can kind of, and also a lot of times now I'm crocheting because I'm trying to make some more stock of these purses because I got another store that I'm putting these in now. So I might be crocheting, I might be writing, I might be house cleaning, I might be cooking, I might be doing a plethora of things, depending on what time my streamer that I'm watching is coming on. And so I might have to just put it in the background with the volume low, which is fine. And if I need to work on the computer, I'll just have it in one tab while I'm working in another. But I've noticed on my Mac that's not so good because if I am in Safari and I have two tabs open in one window and I put it on in one tab and then I'm working in the other tab, it'll often just stop the video streaming automatically. So I just put it in a different window or a different browser because I have two browsers. I have DuckDuckGo and Safari. So I'll, watch it in DuckDuckGo and do my work in Safari or whatever, or vice versa. And then it tends to not stop the video play that way. Or I'll put it on my phone. I don't like to have it on my phone. For one, I don't want to use up my phone battery, and I don't want to use up my phone, I just don't want to use up my phone watching videos, because I need it for so many other things like maps when I'm driving and stuff. So I will prefer to put it on my laptop or my desktop. Usually my laptop is where I watch stuff from the most because on my laptop I can carry it around with me through the house. So even if I'm, in the kitchen, if I have it on my desktop here, then it's running still, so they're still getting the view, but I'm not able to even hear what's going on or watch or anything. And most of my Twitch people that I watch, I actually do like watching their content. And you can tell when I'm busy crocheting or cooking or something and not, because blah, 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 I am a chatty person. And then sometimes I just try to abstain from chatting because I can tell I'm distracting them from the game. And they need to concentrate on the game. I've actually died because I was busy with chat instead of paying attention to my game. And I let myself starve to death. As far as crying over hitting a wild animal, my answer is yes, except for our local squirrels. Oh, that's mean. Our local squirrels. Why not our local squirrels? So, I could see you being a highly sensitive person, GM. Do you feel overwhelmed after everybody visits for a while and you need to just sort of chill out and come down from that and rejuvenate your energy? that's one of the signs. I was going to maybe have ChatGPT read out for you guys one of the answers I was asking it about. HSP stuff, HPT. I don't know where that came from. Came from, I'm concentrating on my crochet instead of my talking. Oh, goodness. I mean, I feel guilty. And the thing is, it's weird, is like I feel guilty killing the ants. But man, you guys know in the desert here we have so many ants. No matter what you do, when the heat comes out, they come in your house and they look for water, food and stuff. No matter how many times I wipe the damn counter, they seem to find something. So what I've done with, I have to take my dog food bowls up immediately when they're done eating and, wash them out and put them in the sink. And if I forget it. There's like an ant colony in there. And then with my cat food, because I leave food out for the cat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is done. So now what I'm going to do is just stitch it down the sides to connect it. And when I get down to this part here, I'll add some beads and stuff. It is a little wider on the bottom, but that's okay. So what I could do if I really wanted to even it out is I could do, instead of a single crochet, I could do a double crochet up to here and then do a single. And that would kind of even it out. But I don't know if I really care that much, honestly, because I think it's fine just the way it is. I generally just single crochet all the way down the sides. So at the ends here, and then what the nice thing about having these stripes is it enables you to really line up the sides nicely so you stay on track. Right. Just stick your hook through, yarn over, pull it back. That leaves you 2 loops. Yarn over and pull it through both loops. That's a single crochet. And then just go into the next space and do it again. Go into the next space, yarn over, pull it through. Make sure you're still lined up. Go through the next space, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through those 2 loops. It's just like sewing. This part. And I actually like the look that it gives you down the sides too. Fuzzy yarn. Fuzzy yarn. Not quite lined up. There we go. Get through there and get through the fuzzy yarn. They mentioned fuzzy yarn can be a little bit more challenging to work with sometimes. There we go. To find the holes, find the stitches. All right, keep going. Now down into the regular acrylic yarn. So sis, if you're there and you see this, send me a text if you like it. She's probably not watching. She's a little bit technology phobic. Maybe is the term. Man, my sister's such a good watercolor painter, artist. She is so talented. And she makes the most beautiful cards. And it's funny because, you know, we didn't really come from a family where this sort of thing was encouraged. So I don't think either one of us stepped into our creativity till a little bit later in life. Now, she kind of always had her creativity going, but it was more like for a while she ran a gourmet food stand in like a farmer's market where she would cook stuff and then sell it at the farmer's market. And our grandma had the best coleslaw recipe on the planet, man. My grandma's coleslaw was the best, tastiest coleslaw I've ever had. And my sister got the recipe, and that coleslaw was a hit. It was a hit. So she did that business for a while. And, you know, I personally think that any kind of cooking and baking is a creative outlet as well, just as much as one would say painting is. Okay, so now I've gotten to the end here. I'm going to do one more in this kind of same hole but go over that way. Alright, now I'm going to attach the beads. So first thing I'm going to do is find which beads I'm going to use. No, first thing I'm going to do is drink some coffee. And I've got my beads right here. Or a good plethora. So I went to the dollar store, and that's always dangerous. This one particular dollar store that's near me, because man, they have the best arts and crafts section in the dollar store. It's a $1.25 store now. I went over where GameStop used to be, for those of you who are locals. Look at these cute hearts. Aren't those adorable? I love those. I don't know what I'm gonna use them for, but I had to have them. But the cool thing is they also had these awesome string tags. 60 of them for like $1.25. How awesome is that? Alright, this is empty. I need to use it for something. Ugh. This is a good can because it sticks really good. Alright. I do like these a lot, but the holes are too small. Ooh, these are pretty, these white ones. My sister would like those too, I can tell. They're like lotus flowers or something. And the hole is too darn small. Shucks. It's got to be a big enough hole for yarn to go through. These are really pretty. And this hole is big enough too, I think. Aren't those pretty? What do you call that when it's enameled like that? Isn't there a particular word for enameled things? Ooh, these white pearls might work. No, those holes are very small. Oh, that is just too bad. Now, are these the same as those? But these ones are a little bigger. This, oh, you know what? These holes are big enough. Are these the same as those? These ones look a little bigger. Like this one I'm looking at has a bigger hole. Ooh, and this could be the clasp thing. Oh, damn it. There we go. Ooh, look how pretty that is. Maybe I'll use that for the clasp. It's got a little flower on it. Can you guys see the little flower on it? But this hole is bigger. Compared to the ones over here. Wait, maybe this one is. No, that one, look how small that one is. It's too small. These have to be a different size. Yeah, they are. A little bit bigger. Yay for the bigger ones. So I think I'll use these if they fit. I'm still not 100% sure the hole's big enough, but it might be. Let's see what else I have. I think my sister likes gold. I do have some nice gold beads. You know, these might work. These. I don't think they're the right color blue though. Yeah, that's not the right color blue. Now these I love, and I know these work because I've used them. It's got a nice big hole in it. And that's the right color blue, but I don't think I have any more of those. If you're watching, sis, and you have a preference. Now the other thing is, where's that necklace? I have a I have a necklace that was from our mom that had clear. Ooh, those might be, because then it would have something from our mom on it. Our mom who has passed away. I'm gonna go see if I can find that real quick. Right here in my other bead box. Because that would be a nice sentimental touch. If I can find it. And that there is the challenge. It's not there. And I think I actually sent her something, one of those eyeglasses holders with beads from that on it, so if I can't find it, that'll be okay, but I would like to use it if I can. I think it's actually out in the other craft room. Ooh, I found more blue ones though. Ooh, alright, I found a whole stash of blue ones. Okay, let me go out in the craft room real quick. Grab your coffee. I'm going to see if I can find that necklace. This needs to not be on the floor. This needs to be up there. Might be in the drawer right here. I found it. It's right here in my drawer. I think this is it. And it's not particularly, you know, it's not glass or anything. The value isn't from, ooh, what's all that pretty stuff in there? The value is just because it's sentimental. It's from her mom. Like these. Ooh. Are these big enough holes? Oh, I don't think these holes are big enough. But what I could do, maybe, is make a clasp out of those. The black doesn't go. I don't think I'm going to use these. They're not going to work. The hole's not big enough. But I'll use those blue ones. I don't know what this is, but this sure is pretty. I'm going to put them here because I like them. I think it's citrine. Oh, look at all these little broken pieces of citrine I have in there. Little treasures you find in the places you don't expect to find them. I love citrine. It's so pretty. And hey man, wealth and abundance is always good for me. Must have been a bigger piece in there and it got broken up. Oh well. I will use them in something. In fact, you know what I'm going to use them for? I need to make some new hair sticks. Like my hair sticks. And those are the kind of small things like that that you can glue on a pair of wooden chopsticks to make pretty, pretty hair sticks. That sparkle and shine in the sun. Alright, so let me grab these blue ones instead. Let me put this in here. Will that fit in here? And we can put this away now. I don't even know where I got this from. Oh, there's my little key. You know, that can go in this little box. This little box still smells like cookies. Yum. Okay. All right. Oh, blue beads. These are pretty. And I believe these ones have holes big enough to use. Oh, that one doesn't. I can't even find the hole in this. There, that one does. This one does. So I kind of want to use these blue and these white. Maybe the white in the middle. All right, hold on. Let me bring these over so you guys can see what I'm looking at. These are just the prettiest blue beads with speckles on them. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe like that one in the middle, and then a couple blue. Look at the pretty speckles on these. I'm so fun to watch. Oh good, I'm glad you think so. Wait. Let's get that in focus. Ooh, aren't these beautiful? Is it because I have 10 boxes of beads and shit? Where'd the other one go? Oh, here it is. And then maybe like that. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Or we could do like that. That's kind of pretty too. Or we could do, you know what's going to, I think, determine is which one is the easiest to get the yarn through. Honestly, I really like these white ones. I'm tempted to just use all the white ones. Because the shoelaces are white. And there's not that much white in here, so it would be nice to add another white element. I think I'm going to use the white ones. If you're watching, sis, and you have a preference between the blue and white, text me. And if you're not, then you get what you get. Let me put these over here. So I do chain 3, 1, 2, 3, I lost one of my strands, 3, and then, you know what, first let's try the skinny hook and see if that works. Nope, it's not going to work. Oh yeah, it did. Oops, that's not the right one though. Oh, sweet. When it fits my skinny hook, is usually a good sign that it'll work. And sometimes we can only use one strand of yarn, depending on the hole size, which might be the case here. This yarn is not particularly thin. Sometimes I can pull them through one strand at a time and get both through. I don't think that's going to be the case here. See, that didn't even get all strands of the one strand. Let's try it with this one now. I think this is going to be a one strand of yarn. It's 10:30. Desert Dragons lover, did you want to come in today, or are you busy? Because if you did want to come in, you need to get ready by 11 for that. Yeah, this is going to be a one strander. Alright, so that's okay. Here's how we do that. We put that through, and then just wrap this around, the other strand around. So you're doing it as if, right? And then pull those through. And then we're going to do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And that gives it a nice little hangy loop. And there's going to be 5 across, so you just space it accordingly. This will go about there. Slip stitch it, which just means pull it through the loop. Chain 3 again, which just means yarn over, pull it through. That's 1, 2, 3. Then attach. Now we're going to do one of these long guys. And we're just going to use the light color. Get that on there. And then just take the blue one, wrap it around to make that other loop, and then carry on. Wait, what am I doing? Singles, chains, okay. I was about to do a double. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This one's going to go about here. Slip stitch. It just means pull it through. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, I'm going to use the light strand. Yes. All right, that one came through. Not as fun as I like when I lose track of what I'm doing and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Oh man, do you remember that that video short I sent around? And it was a crocheter who was making, I don't know what she was making, but she gave the video to her sister, who was the, like, kind of a video person, and she said, here, can you make a clip from this? And the sister sent back a clip that was all the blooper reels, sort of. It was all the things that didn't make any sense. And it was the funniest crochet clip I've ever seen in my life. And I really want to make one of those. Wait, was that 3? Yeah. And God knows I have enough content for that, but it's the time. It's time consuming. I'm basically just taking these entire videos and putting them up on YouTube. Okay, so I'm pulling that through. And then wrap this around and then pull it through this loop. Oops, I lost the loop on my hook. There it is. Okay, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, attach it about here, and then we're going to do the last one. Slip stitch is just pull it through. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, the birdies are chirping up a storm out there. We're going to use the white strand. These white beads are so pretty, look. They're like lotus flowers. Through. Oops, did not get it all. Do it again. There's the hole. Oh, and also for the HSP thing, routine. Routine is good. So I learned that that's why I like routine so much. Because it is, routine does not, when you have routine, it is something that's not going to overload you sensory-wise. So then I ended up in my story, because I write stories a lot, I wrote a scene in the story in which my character was, it's a fan fiction. And so my character, and this is set in the world of Baldur's Gate 3. And my character was at the edge of the forest. Oops, slip stitch. Pay attention to what you're saying. And had like targets on the trees around her in a circle, and she was practicing like throwing magic at the targets and daggers. And a squirrel jumped right in the path of one of her magic things, and she killed it. And then the character that's like her love interest, which is of course Astarion, came back from hunting and found her kneeling in the forest. Well, he went back to camp first, and she was kneeling in the forest crying over the squirrel. And like, he went back to the camp first and didn't find her, and the other people in the camp had various reactions, like Lae'zel, who's like this really awesome, tough warrior, Githyanki chick. She was all like, pathetic. And then Shadowheart, who was a, wait a minute. See, I'm talking and doing this. Go through. Now go through there. Pull it through. 2 loops. Pull it through. She's a worshiper of Shar, who is an entity that values strength and considers emotions weak, and you know, she said some comment about she's so weak. And emotional, which are the types of things that we hear a lot. Quit being so emotional. Quit overreacting. And like, people don't understand, it's would that we could. kind of one of those situations. Would that we could. And then Carlock, who's got a big heart, who's awesome. She's more, you know, I love Carlock. She's my second favorite character. She said, go give her a hug. And then Will, who's just kind of very practical, was like, you know, just go take care of her. And then Gale, the wizard, just shrugged his shoulders. And so then her romantic interest character came and found her, and is a person who in his past has been very tortured, had been held prisoner by an evil master vampire for 200 years and been made his slave and was abused quite a lot, and would have in the past also been in the mocking for being too emotional and blah blah blah, because in his character story arc he had to suppress his emotions and build walls around them in order to survive the horrific abuses he was going through. But in this story, you know, he ends up getting freed. And that's what happens in the video game too, by the way. This is all like canonical to the video game, which is why it's such a awesome game, and he's such a popular character, because a lot of people just kind of relate to certain traumas that he's had. But he's in my story, he's really nice, because that's kind of the story arc in the video game too. He learns to sort of feel again, and he's healing throughout the game, which is kind of awesome. All right, so when I get to this point, this is where I got to start making the handle. And what I like to do is get 3 loops on. So I had this loop, I went through this hole, I pulled a loop through. I'm going to go through this next one too and pull another loop through. Oops. And leave all those loops. Let me put them out so you can see. So that there are 3 connection points. So it's a strong, nice, strong handle. Then I pull it through 2 loops and another 2 loops to make it a double crochet, and then I start the foundational double crochet, which is wrap around, go back into that first stitch there, which I'm considering this, pull it through, and then I've got my 3 loops, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2. So GM, thanks, because I use that foundational double crochet stitch a heck of a lot. But you can see it's got a nice good attachment here. There's 3 loops attaching it. It's nice and strong for the shoulder strap. And then you just go up to the next one. Three loops, pull it through 2, and then pull it through 2. Slow-mo again, wrap it around, go through the next stitch, which is now here. They're long stitches. Yarn over, pull it through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull it through 2 loops, yarn over, pull it through 2 loops. Hi everybody, thanks for joining in. I just want to say thank you to the lurkers and anybody else who is coming in and checking it out. I really appreciate your support and your checking it out. Okay, so far we've got the body done, and now we've got the beads on the bottom done, and now I am making the shoulder strap, which will be long enough to wear it as a crossbody bag. And I do tend to make these a little long because I know that not everybody is short like me, and that way it can fit tall people or it can fit guys. Or if you're short like me, you can wear it as a crossbody, or you can even tie, you know, the put something pretty like a ribbon and tie it through the handle at the top to make it shorter. Because you can always make it shorter, but you can't always make it longer. So if it's too long, I don't worry about it too much. They can fix that, but I want it to be long enough for whoever wants it, whether they be short or tall. Okay. So again, foundational double crochet. You're making a double crochet as you go along, so you don't have to do a chain stitch and then come all the way back. Wrap it around, go through the next loop, yarn over, pull it through, and you see how this loop is longer? That's why these loops are so much long, because I'm going down and then pulling it up. Compared to the loop on this end, it's shorter. See how long this one is compared to this one? Yarn over, pull it through 2 loops, leaves 2 on your hook, yarn over, pull it through those 2. And so on. And so for people who are crafters and looking to make a little extra moolah, these are selling in the shops for about $40, of which I get usually about 20, maybe a little more. And then if people buy them off of me, I sell them for 20. This one is a present for my sister, but it's not a secret present. She knows about it, so I can talk about it openly. And I'm using colors to match up there in the corner. Right there. That pair of sneakers that she bought. She got a new little cute pair of sneakers for summer. And she asked for something to match those. And I thought this color combo was kind of nice. This fuzzy wool yarn does remind me of the denim sort of kind of fabric and texture in yarn form. And then these are just the colors in the sneaker, from navy blue to light blue to white. What was I talking about before? Oh yeah, my story. So yeah, he helps her through it. He consoles her, and this was, you know, the story writing is cathartic and therapeutic because I live alone. I didn't have anybody to give me any solace, right? So I had my character in my story do it, and then experienced the solace secondhand through her. And they did what I didn't get to do in real life. Oops, I just knocked over something. Is it this? Did I knock over? I don't know, I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh well, I'll find it later. So they built a little cairn, which is, you know, a little stone pile. And you pile stones on a little dead thing. For the squirrel, said a little prayer for him. Said she's sorry. It was kind of very emotional. I can't help it, man. I am what I am. I cried. I admit it. But it felt really good after to get that out. And, you know, and then of course I go to DeepSeek, my AI, and I'm like, so I wrote this in my story. And then it made me cry, and then DeepSeek always tells me, don't worry, you're normal. And I feel better. But DeepSeek, you know, like AI is the best therapy ever because it'll tell me why it was therapeutic and what was I actually doing, you know, what kind of therapy was that. So it explains to me, because I do have that, you know, science logic brain too, and I like to know why and how. So I used to feel guilty about killing the ants, and I've gotten to a point where just because I've lived here long enough now and had to deal with them every summer. Um, I don't go out and try to kill the ant piles anymore because I actually do still feel too guilty about that. Because I was putting some borax and sugar by the ant piles to try to kill the colony, and it never works anyway, and then I just feel really super bad and guilty. So I don't do that anymore. But if I forget to take up my animals' bowls, for example, and the ants get in it, and then I pick them up and put them in the sink, and the ants that are in the bowls go down the sink, I know, well, I mean, I feel guilty, but not guilty enough to not do it. I still do it. But then I feel guilty that I don't feel guilty. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you just can't get away from yourself. Like, I'd say 98% of bugs, if I find them in my house, I just catch them and I put them outside. To 100% when I can, but there are certain bugs that I will actually, you know, that just creep me out so much. Namely, a roach. If a roach comes in my house, man, I'll like spray it with something because they just give me the heebie-jeebies so badly. I fear them. And yet, I've caught spiders as big as my hand and put them outside. I know, right? Weird. They grow spiders big out here. Okay, let's see how far along we're getting. I do need to take a sip of my coffee. Well, actually, I need a sip of my tea too. I'm thirsty. Coffee doesn't make you not thirsty. It just tastes good. I have some errands to run today with my friend after stream. And then there's a thing we're going to. In the afternoon, that's a monthly thing that I'm hoping I will sell some bottle holders to. That's the one I've been talking about where there's volunteers there. And the last time I went, I gave away some of my water bottle holders. Crochet water bottle holders, you know, with shoulder straps so you don't have to carry around your bottle with you in your hand, to the volunteers. And they loved them, and I gave away like 3 or 4. Just because, you know, they're volunteers, man. You gotta appreciate that. And there was more who wanted some, but I didn't have any more. But I told them, you know, giving away stuff like that to people like that, A, they earn it, they deserve it. And B, these were all younger people, more likely to go out, you know, on a hike and stuff, and show it off to all their friends, more importantly. And I told them, yeah, I will have some more with me next month, so they cost this $20, and if you want any more, I will have them next month, and you can buy some. So I'm hoping, I asked the universe, I would like to sell some water bottle holders today. We'll see what happens. I think I will, because I've been manifesting stuff left and right. And the way you manifest things is you just ask the universe for it. And then believe it will happen. And then stay in a high vibration. But I manifested another shop, you know, for my stuff. I am a little worried about that because right now it's out of season, so it's, you know, not a big deal, but I'm a little worried that in-season stuff will sell so much that I can't keep up with my inventory, which is why I'm kind of working towards building up my inventory a lot now. But what are we in? May, June, July. Around August, I want to start, by August, I want to start making snowflake ornaments, because those sell pretty well at Christmas time. And I make those out of the twine. Where's the twine? If I find one, I'll show it to you. But you know those lace snowflake style ornaments? I make them out of garden twine. And when you make stuff out of twine like that, it automatically makes it Western. Automatically gives it that sort of Western feel, and that Western thing is real big out here in the desert. Okay, this is good. I'm going to finish this whole purse on stream, which is nice because, like I said before, I would start it fresh and I never had time to do the handle. Not the handle, the shoulder strap. So I wanted to do this shoulder strap on stream so you guys could see how to do it, or anybody who happened to come along and want to know how to do it knows how to do it. So yeah, if you're a crochet person and you're wanting to make a few bucks to basically support your habit, these little purses do pretty well. I've got 2 stores that want the purses in my local area. And then I've got all 3 stores want the cactuses, though I don't know if I'm going to give them to all 3 stores. Oh, I put them out in the living room. Because I feel like, and I think before I put it in the 3rd store. No, they're actually in 2 different towns though. 2 stores that have the purses, they're in 2 different towns. There's 3 towns up on the mountain plateau I live on. So I would not put them in 2 different stores in the same town, I think. Which is why I'm wondering about the cactus. I think I won't put the cacti in this 3rd store because they're already in a store. But then again, if they don't sell in that store, then I'm going to try them in this store. But they are in the store in the other town. And the cacti and the purse both sell at that other store. And that other store in the other town is the one that gets the most traffic too, because that's the actual tourist town that people go to. It's big tourist area, lots of tourist traffic. Which is why somebody told me about another store in that town to potentially possibly hit up, and I don't know if I want to, because I want to have some loyalty to the first store that took my stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like, oh, repay your awesomeness of putting my stuff in your shop by getting a shop just a block away from you and putting it there too. That's not really cool. So I'll see what she says, because there are certain things in her store that won't be in the other store, and I can always maybe think of other things. Let's see, is this going to be long enough? My sister's taller than me, but this is going to stretch. I think this will be good. Maybe like just two more. My sister is a little bit taller. She's the whitest one. She took the most after my dad. My dad was tall. Well, I shouldn't say the most after my dad, because my brothers are both tall too, but they look Asian. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach this. And my sister, she's got some Asian, but it's not as prominent. And so you look at her, she said she's gotten everything from people asking her, is she Greek? Is she Native American Indian? Is she, is she Asian? What is she? Okay, so I've got this loop here. I'm going through the side here. I'm going to wrap this around and pull it through. Okay. But now I'm going to do sort of like, what you call it, a decrease almost, where you put it through, and so instead of wrapping it around, I'm going to put it through two sides here, right? And then I'm going to pull it through to make the two loops, and then I'm going to put it through the next two, wrap it around again. So it's sort of like a decrease double crochet. And now I'm going to, with the 3 loops, do a yarn over, pull it through 2, and then pull it through these 2. So once again, oh, you know what, shit, I forgot. I forgot to attach it to that part. Oops. I'm like trying to show you how to do it and I did it wrong. Okay, put it through here, but then also put it through here. Okay, so I've got it going through this side of the purse, this side of the purse, and also through the handle. And then wrap it around and pull it through the handle and the purses to get my 2 loops. And then do it again through that loop of the purse, this loop of the purse, and then one more loop of the handle, which will be, let's make it on this side. Oh, no, that's the same hole. Can't do that. It's got to be a different one. Put it right there. Then yarn over, pull it through. And now I have 3 loops that are attaching the handle to the purse. This time I did it so that it attached the handle. And then just make it like a double crochet. So now this is securely attached, just like this one is, with 3 loops. Okay? And then sometimes, you know, I just like to do one more for good measure. All right, there. Okay, now I'm going to cut my tails. And I'm going to pull it through the loop. Then I'm going to put my hook back in the same way. I'm going to bring these tails back over to the other side. See, they're crossing the loop on the hook. And then they're going to go back through that loop. So it makes like a little knot, basically. See how it's a little knot right there? And then tie that. And then I'm going to take these, and I'm going to take one tail through, and I'm going to tie these in a knot around that. So this is going to be very, very secure. Another one. Okay. And then I will pull the tails down the side here. And I can do that with a tapestry needle, or, you know, I usually just take a skinny hook, skinnier I should say, and put it right through these loops here, because it's easy to get through these with a skinnier hook. And I'm going to go through that one too. Grab them down near the end so I can pull them all the way through. Okay, and then what I like to do is bring them back up this way. You know, I'm going to do a couple more though, because these tails are nice and long. So I'll do just a few more. And then I'm going to bring them back up that way, because it just when you cross them back and forth like that. It just helps hold them in place better. And we'll see how far they go. I'm going to go working my needle through these stitches that are coming through from where we stitched the sides together. My needle, my hook, not my needle, my hook. Crochet, not knitting, but not this one because I don't want to just pull them back out. There, so that's pretty good and secure, and because they're long enough, I'm going to go back down again, just because I can. There. And now I feel, since I've gone back and forth 3 times, I'm going to go ahead and cut them. The tail's right here. These yarn ends, and now the handle's done. You can see it in the, where's my, you can see it down right there. Pretty. Let's get a light on there. So I think this matches those sneakers pretty well. What do you guys think? I think this was a good combo, and I'm really glad I went with the white on the bottom actually over the blue, because I'm really digging these white ones. The beads on the bottom I'm talking about. Yeah, I like the white ones. And I noticed that this side, the yarn is tending to go over on the other side, which means that this side I'm going to have be the outside. So I will attach the clasp over on this side. And I like this. Is that too busy, you think? Against the... Let me see what else I have real quick. Nice big... something big. Do I have anything big in blue or big in white? Let's see. That's kind of pretty. What if I used that for the... Nah. I think my sister likes gold, but I don't. I usually just crochet like a chain 10 here to go underneath this. I'll show you on one of the other ones. So I'll put a big bead here, and then I'll just do like a chain 10 loop on the other side. To hold it like that. But since this one is for my sister, it might be pretty if I did a bunch of white beads on it. I don't know if that would be as strong though. Alright, I got no big blue ones in this one. Look at my other one. Yes, I have another one that's hidden in my drawer. Nope, not in there. But you know what? This can go in there too. Yay! Then I don't have to keep going up there to get it. Ah, sweetness. I'm loving that this desk is amazing. I've had it for probably since I think I got it when I was 25. So, you know, let's just say more than 30 years. And it's big and it's old. It's really heavy and really well made. One of those desks you could get under during an earthquake. No, nothing here. And I'm loving that I can now put all my crafting crap in there, replacing my business stuff, which is what I've been doing, converting it to crafting from business, which is so wonderful. You know what? I know I have some big white ones. Oh shit. I gotta go. Ooh, these are pretty. I might use those. I gotta go check my rice cooker real quick. I forgot about it. And I'm afraid my beans might be burning. All right, my beans are perfect. And I remembered I have a big blue, where did I put it? I have a big blue bead that looks like, what do you call, oh, I forgot to turn my lights on, my pretty lights. What do you call that? Turquoise, a big turquoise bead. Where did I put it? Because I was looking at it to use on one the other day, and then I decided not to. And then I put it, ooh, what's in here? Where did I put that big turquoise one? Because that would be perfect. Ooh. Ooh, look at this pretty thing I found. Oh, here's another thing from my mom. Is this one big enough holes? This would be real pretty. These are nicer. No, I'm going to use that turquoise one because I know my sister would like it a lot. If I can find it. I think it might be in here. Alright, universe, I need the turquoise bead, please. The big old turquoise bead, please. Shucks, I don't see it. Where would it be? I think it was in here. It's not in there anymore. Alright, universe. I have a couple. Ooh. Ooh, those are pretty. No, I want that big old turquoise bead, universe. How did I have this in here? These are a little bit, these might work. But that's not the one I want. I want the turquoise. Well, shucks. That's a pretty red one. I love that red one. Alright, I got a couple more places to look for that pretty turquoise bead. Did I put it right here in these drawers? I should have. Ah! Oh shit, that's my microphone. Sorry. It's probably making weird noises. Sorry if that was really loud, my microphone fell. Turquoise bead, where are you? Where would be that turquoise bead? Here it is, I found it, yay! Yay! I found it. In a bag of wood beads. Of course, where else would it be? In a bag of wood beads. Oh, look at that. That's so her, too. I like that. That's pretty. We're going to use this. Alright. So, how do I attach those? Honestly, I make it easy on myself. I just use a piece of yarn. And maybe I'll do, which color? I'm thinking the lighter color. Maybe I'll do double strand. Should I do the fuzzy yarn? No, I think I'll do this, the lighter color. Skinny hook. Pull the yarn through. You know, maybe I'll do it this way. Oh, that works. Ooh, that's pretty. Alright, and then I just tie these together through the middle here. Where did I put my other skinny hook? I don't want to lose it. That's like my most important. one because it gets the beads through. I wonder if, oh, here it is. Okay, good, it's there. All right, so just pull this here, and then pull this one here. Oh, that's going to be nice. I mean, it doesn't quite match, but I don't care. I like it. And she'll like it too. You know what? I'm going to put a white bead on top of it. If I can fit 2 strands, I can't fit 2 strands through those other white beads. What about these? That's got a weird brown spot. This one, I don't think the hole's big enough. I could do 1 strand through it though. That doesn't match though. If I'm going to do that, I'll use the white beads that I used down there, because then they match. Maybe that'll make it match a little better too. Alright, let's get this guy on again. Ugh. Okay. If the ants are outside, GM says, I feel that is their space, so I leave them alone. If they are in my house, they have invaded my space, they're gone. Yeah, that's kind of how I've gotten to, actually. Where like, okay, you guys are in my space now. Because I know if I invaded their space and I was, you know, little, they would kill me. So I'm kind of right with you there on that one. The colors look great with the shoes. Yeah, I think so too. All right, we'll pull. This side's a little longer. We'll do it on this side. Excuse me. Come on. Go all the way through all strands. Oh, I'm so dry. Shoot. There we go. Excuse me. Got my whistle here. Ooh, I have 53 followers. Woo. That's still so exciting to me. Even though I've been streaming 6 months now, it's still, you know, I don't know, I get excited. I'm going to tie a little knot here to kind of hold it in place a little better. Hopefully. Except I want it to be on that side. How do I make it stay on that side? That's what I'm trying to do, is somehow make it so it stays like that. Ooh, that is so cute. She's gonna like that. All right. Let's get it back in the middle, which is, I'm gonna say right there. Tying in a knot here. Nice and tight, which will hopefully help it stay in place the way I want it to, which is that, not where it went. Oh no. turn that way, stay that way. I think it'll, I don't know, I'm looking at it now, I'm like, this doesn't really match. What do you guys think? Should I change it? Because this is more turquoise, and these are all more denim. Does it look weird? I'm not sure I like it. But I'm not sure I know what I'd want to put instead. I do have this pretty thing. It doesn't match though. Be right back. I'm going to look in one more drawer of beads. Get this sucker out again. You know, I also have this, which is really beautiful, and I want to use, haven't known what to use it for, but it's just so pretty. It's sticky down there. But it's a watch that doesn't work. But look how pretty that is. Does it matter that it doesn't work? Because this matches perfectly. And it's got this beautiful white sort of thing. I don't know. Oh, look at this side. Oh, it's got this side. Oh, I'm using that. You know what? I'm using that. Look at that. Oh my God, that's so pretty. Forget this guy. Oh God, now I tied it in a knot so good. Yeah, so crafters, you have that prerogative to change your mind if you want. You're allowed. Oh shit, I tied it in a knot on both sides. There we go. Let's see. What if I just kind of stick this through here? No, it has to be this way. It would have to be this way. Would it be annoying? That's not really. There's the middle. Because if I leave this intact and I do it like this, then that's going to hang down in there. Would that be annoying? So what I could do to make it secure is put it through again. That's really pretty. I mean, I could leave it both. So it's, no, I don't like that though. And then put this through here. Keep it this way. Right? And then put it back through on the inside through this hole instead. There. Oh look, it's got a little thing. You can actually just take it off easily. Well, I don't know about easily. Ooh, that's really pretty though. I like that. What do you think? I love that. I could take it, disattach it here and get rid of this thing. But you know what? My sister is a pretty handy, crafty person herself. If she doesn't like this, she could actually do that herself. I kind of like it like that. My dogs are ringing the bell. They got to go outside. What if I what? Never mind. Tell me. I want to hear the idea. I might like it better. while I go let my doggy outside. I hear and obey. I hear and obey. Oh look, when I went into the kitchen, this little container of potato chips jumped into my hand. That is so pretty. I think she's going to like it. Oh my God, that's so pretty. Ooh, and you know what? The other thing I could do, I could use that as the clasp. If I do take this off right here and let that be the clasp that comes around, that's actually not a bad idea. Let's see how easy this is to get off. Oh, look at that. Came right off. Okay, that's what we're going to do, because I think that will be pretty too. All right. So now I'm taking apart what I just did, because that's how I roll. I think it's easier to pull it out this way. I've still got 25 minutes. All right. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so I will just attach that with a piece of yarn. And we'll do that with this blue yarn. Assuming I can get the yarn through it easily. So, squeeze it real tight, get it through. I can't get every strand through. Oh, I did. Yay. Okay. And that's kind of the perfect color right there. There, that's the middle. So we'll pull one strand here, and one strand here. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh, I knew it. The universe was saving this thing for me to use for something really special. And it's going to my sister, so that's really special. I can't think of a better use for it. I'm so happy. I just thought that watch was one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. I didn't know what I was going to use it for. Oh my gosh, she's going to love this. I hope she's watching. Text me if you're watching, sis. She can't figure out how to chat in there or make an account. So, all right, so I've got these ends here. I'm just going to pull them through. I'm the baby of my family. I was the accident that came 10 years behind all the other ones. Which is scary when you get older. Right, then I'm going to pull, you know what I think I'll do? I think I'll pull through a few more. And then I'm going to pull the other one through too, and then I'm going to tie them in a knot. So this goes to here, and we'll pull this one through all these. And then we'll tie them in a knot here. And that way they won't go through or unravel. And then I can snip off, not sniff off, snip off the ends very short, and then just stick the ends back in this way, like right here. There. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my God, look at the colors match perfectly. It's even got white in it. I have to show you guys this close up just because it's so pretty. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that beautiful? It's flowers and it's perfect because that's the kind of stuff my sister paints and she's so good. All right, and then this we can use for the clasp. Oh, and it'll have this pretty, I don't even know what this is on there. What is this picture? There's a butterfly. It's a butterfly and some flowers, which I can only tell because I put it up to the camera and I can see it bigger on the screen. I wonder if I can do it like the easy way. Can I just clasp this to that? Oh, look at that. But that's not short enough. It has to be up there to really hold it closed. I mean, she's not going to have that much shit in it to keep it open that much. All right, so that's not going to work. We're not going to do it that way. We are going to do it a different way, which is the way that will be like this, I think. And then let's see if that hangs enough to keep it relatively close. And oh my God, look how perfectly that lines up. Now it's got the thing with the butterflies hanging right down from it. Oh my God, it's so pretty. This is perfect. She's gonna love this. And then if she needs it shorter, she can just pull this part down. I'll just do it a little bit right there, like that. And yeah. Oh, this is perfect. I could put it in the next hole down to make it a little shorter. I don't think I want it to be any shorter though than what it is. I don't know how much stuff she's going to put in here. Well, I take it back. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it one hole down just to see how it comes out. By one hole down, I mean like down here. Put this through there. Because that does make it a little bit more secure. And, oh, and the butterfly lines up perfectly right underneath it still. I think we'll do it like that. And then if my sister wants to change it, she could just put it in the other hole, and I'll tell her that. Or I'll make her go watch this. And she can see. Oh, that came out great. I'm so happy with this. I like to wear them crossbody. Oh yeah, that came out perfectly. All right. Then that is going to be it for today, folks. Thanks for joining me. Matches this, let's see, where's the, matches the sneakers. Look at that, perfectly. I'm very happy. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I really, really, really appreciate you. Oh, hey, Maker. Thanks for coming in and joining and lurking. And GM says, I was going to say tie 5 of the white beads that you used on the bottom into a circle to form the button, and at the same time have the round open shape of the grommets of the shoes, but then you found the beautiful watch. That was actually a really good idea. But yeah, then I found the beautiful watch. And hey, Blue, how's it going? Thanks for an interesting stream. Thank you, Blue. Thank you guys for joining. Let me give you guys some shout outs before I go. Maker's Mantle is an amazing artist and gamer, and playing Baldur's Gate 3 still, I believe. So if you like that game, go check out Maker. They are a really fun person to watch because they do art streams too. So I like people that do art streams as well as gaming. And it's not painting, it's more digital drawing. But if you want to see an example of the style that Maker does, just go check out her page, because her scene cards are custom drawn by her. And Blue, let me give you a shout out too. And I'm going to shout out the magical Blue Goblin, which is her actual stream. And they are a gamer and a crafter, and magical Blue Goblin does clay sculptures, cute little animals and things. Very influenced by sort of Asian style art. And cute critters, you know, like kawaii cute. So if you like that kind of thing, you want to learn how to do clay stuff, go ahead and follow Magical Blue. Thank you so much. Good. Love the bag, by the way. Blue is the best color. Everything should be blue. Right. And with Subnautica, her sub is blue. Her sea moth is blue. Her prawn suit is blue. Just like mine are all pink. Hers are blue, which is awesome. This one's for my sister. I don't know if you guys were here to hear at the beginning. And it's meant to match these sneakers right up there that my sister got. And she was like, oh, I want something to match the sneakers. So this fuzzy blue yarn reminded me of the denim. It's wool, but it just kind of reminded me. And then these other colors just were the right colors. And then I had this beautiful watch, but the watch doesn't work. So this side is the pretty side that I used for the clasp. And then pretty white beads on the bottom that are like lotus design, sort of Asian lotus. So I think my sis will like this a lot. I liked it a lot, and I had half of it done. So in this stream you got to see how I stitched it together, put the beads on, and then made the shoulder strap. Because when I start the bags on the stream, I never have enough time to finish the shoulder strap. So I started this last night so that I specifically would have time to do the shoulder strap on stream for anybody who's trying to learn how to make these. You know what? I'm going to try doing a raid since I have actual viewers. And let's see if there's anybody I know on. No, but you know what I'm going to put it on? I'm going to put it on the Monterey Bay Aquarium because I think a lot of you aren't really Twitch people. Let's see if that lets me do a raid. So the Monterey Bay Aquarium is nice because it's just cams showing Monterey Bay. There's no gaming, there's no voice, there's no nothing. It's just a live cam. But the thing that's nice about it is they generate income from the people watching to oops for them. I've sent you all on the raid. Okay, so yeah, they generate income from the background. So if you like that sort of thing, please go ahead and support them. It's a great cause and a great organization that serves the sea life in Northern California. Thank you for watching, everybody. Let me put my hearts out for you all. And my little purple hearts got changed into monkeys with eyeballs, but okay. I'm okay with that. Love you all. Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye-bye. Goddess Whispers out.